It's Shady's Babies, and welcome back to another RustiBase video. Today I'm showing you my latest build, the Evermore. Now this base is set up to look like a standard 2x2 with honeycomb, but the main goal of it is to counter door raiding, which is the most common way I get raided when I'm playing solo or duo. This base is for casual players, and the goal is not to stuff as much stuff in it as you can. There's a lot of videos about how to do that. This is about just like a solid design on how to prevent getting door raided and hopefully protect a lot of your stuff. So first, we're going to take a tour of this demo place I've set up, and then I'm going to show you a couple different ways to build it. So as we're going through this, do keep in mind the amount of doors there are, and I'll count them with you. So we got 1, 2, 3, and this is our first loot room, which is not a whole lot. You can put drops on the walls, but this isn't your major. This is just a drop-off point. So we're at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Another one of those, but once again, not a major drop-off. 8, 9, 10, 11, and here we are with more doors. So let me open this all up and show you what we got going on. So you got your TC, I call these like double storages because it's, I don't know, it's 2 and 2 and 2, I don't know. Anyhow, so you can fill this how you like. You don't necessarily have to put the TC into the honeycomb. I just prefer to do that to save some space, but you can leave this honeycomb and just put it there. And a lot of customizing you could do with this base. Now, you might have thought all the doors were pretty annoying for getting in, but if you're going to be on for a while and you're not expecting a raid, it's pretty easy to leave these ones open as long as you have them facing outwards and don't have them facing inwards, because then you'll get the mini airlock. If you have them facing outwards, then you only have to worry about this one door when you're coming in and out. As you can see. Oh, this one's like a little tricky. I don't know what's going on. It keeps shoving me. So maybe have it open a different way, but... And there's that little airlock thing. It doesn't usually happen. So, if you have it open like this, you only gotta go through just a couple doors. It's not too bad to run through. For the protection it offers, I'd say it's pretty good. So, let's go ahead and take a look at all the different methods for building it, and I'll show you what you got. So, if you are a solo player, you're going to want to start most likely with this setup. Also, pretend these wood boxes are TCs. I don't know, this build server I'm on doesn't really like multiple TCs colliding over each other. So, you can set up like this. This will also work for duo players, but it's going to get pretty crammed. But this is super efficient if there's a lot of people running around. It's a fresh wipe. You didn't have a very good start. This is a pretty good starting point. The only issue is it's a little difficult to expand a little later, but this base will allow you to do that, just not in the best way. And I'll show you the best way. So once you get that, you're going to want to expand out your honeycomb airlock system, and this will give you a lot of protection from door raiders. Pretty straightforward. Finally, you can add one of those loot rooms once you've got enough materials, sort of. And these are pretty big. There's a lot of customizing you can do. You can even add a whole section like this, and it'll give you a little bit more protection for your loot. You also want to get this airlock and have it set up for the rest of the honeycomb that we're going to get later. And this is how the final layout will be if you start with this base. However, I would highly recommend you start with a base like this. This is probably perfect for duos starting off, and even trios, especially since they buffed boxes, so there's a lot more space. With this setup, you get the same protection as that one there. Well, this one actually has a little more because of the airlock, but with this base, you have a lot more space for your starting. It just costs a little bit more. And there's a couple ways you can actually tone this back. I was initially thinking of starting something like this, but technically you could start with a little less even, and start with something like that, which you can even put a whole thing. Sorry, just, this one's going to be a little bit more annoying to set up, it's because you don't get that honeycomb. So yeah, I'm not going to even recommend that. What I'd recommend for the start is that. It's just, you got a lot of space to work with in here, and you got your airlock. It's not too costly, and it looks all right. And if you don't want to expand it even more, you can just slap honeycomb onto this side like this. And if you set up like this triangle honeycomb and leave it like that, people will assume that the whole thing is honeycomb. They won't even suspect that this is like just open storage. But you are going to want to put, you know, doors and stuff to protect it, just in case someone does blow through here. And you can even subdivide them like that, which will give you that starting base. Anyhow, if you start without all that, the next step will be, well, actually, you don't necessarily have to do this. This is optional. You can do a double loot room system. If you're a 3-man and want a ton of space, I could recommend this. But this does reduce your door count quite dramatically by 3. This one over here, I'd say is the optimal base design. You have those 11 doors we talked about, and then you also have this large loot room, which is perfect, I think, for duos and even solos. So if you were a solo, I would not recommend necessarily if you want like this fake honeycomb, because the point of this base is to have as many doors as possible before your loot room. So, and if you're a troll, you can do this, but I wouldn't do this. So, but that is all I have for you today. I hope you can get some inspiration by it. I hope to see some of this design implemented by people's bases. A lot of people are really scared to use that honeycomb as part of their storage system and movement system, but that's a lot of space you can put to use. So that's all I got for the Evermore. If you like this, please let me know with the like button. That's probably the best way. If you hate it, you can roast me. That's what usually happens with these videos. But there it goes. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.